You are going to use a wealth model, which is a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, to complete a portion of your project. In this module, I am going to describe how you're going to use that module. I'm going to do three things in this module. First, I'm going to describe how you're going to download the module. So I'll give you the place where you're going to get this from our Compass website. Second, I'm going to tell you how to use the model, and then finally, how you're going to interpret the results. You're going to get this model, and it's called Wealth Model. You're going to download it from our website. It's right here on Wealth Model. It's under Class 13, December 4th. You're going to click on it, and it's going to begin downloading. I'm doing this on a Mac, so it's going to begin downloading. I would suggest that you save it to some place on your machine, and this is going to take a long time. So be patient. If you have a slow connection, take some time, put it into a file, and then we will load that file into Excel. Once you get it into Excel, this is what it's going to look like. You will input the numbers in blue. Those are your input screens here. So you will input initial investment, monthly expected return, monthly standard deviation. This is and I'll describe these in a bit more, but you change this. Now I'm going to change it, and you're going to watch these numbers change down here. But if I put in 200, it's going to take a while again. This is going to take, again, we're looking at a Mac machine. You're just going to have to be patient. You change a number, it's going to take a little while. We're making a number of calculations. You can see there it took a little bit of time. So as you're entering things in here, be patient. So I'm doing it again, and as you can see, it's going to just take a little bit of time. And again, you're going to have to be patient as it makes those calculations, and it will take about that amount of time. So again, to summarize here, what you're going to do is put 4 inputs into this module. Initial investment, for our assignment, that's going to be 0. We're going to assume that you have nothing to put in your retirement account at the beginning. How much you're going to make in a monthly investment. So this model assumes that if we put $400 in here, or in your case, I'm suggesting $200. You put $200 in there, you're going to do that each month, and this model is going to project what that wealth will look like in the future. You're also going to input those monthly expected return and monthly standard deviation. I'll note that you're going to get those from a portfolio model most likely, and when you do, you're going to have to take the annualized returns and put them in monthly returns. And if you look at the module as you download it, I do that over to the right. What the model then does is project forward, and it's going to simulate forward. This is actually a Monte Carlo simulation, so the Excel spreadsheet's going to simulate forward as we're moving through time. And again, what we're doing is simulating what that investment will look like in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and 40 years. So the model output is actually given at the bottom. So when you're looking at the output, you're going to see the model input at the bottom. I'm just going to highlight here the 40-year row, and we made a $400 investment in this case. Going to look at two values, the expected value, and that's the average value of all the possible outcomes that we have in our module. In this case, it's $1,905,233. The other one that I'm going to suggest you look at is a 5% value at risk. 5% of the time will be below this measure. So, and again, in our example, 5% of the time the wealth will be below $731,403. Value at risk, you have to have a probability. In our case, we're using 5%. You can see there's also listed 10, 15, 25, 30. From a risk standpoint, you want that measure as high as possible. So the goal of this is to have that measure as high as possible. I put 2 readings in your your packet are the reading 1 and reading 2. Reading 1's a short description of value at risk. And again, I'm going to note we're doing a Monte Carlo simulation. So if you want to know specifically what we're doing there, it lists the different ways of getting out with a value at risk Monte Carlo simulation. Finally, note that there's another reading up there, reading 2, if you want more information. Again, higher values of value at risk means less risk. So you're going to use the module to project forward your investment portfolio.